Hey there, Fight here with a quick review of CTABar. So this is more a demo of what it is and how to install it and how to get the most out of it. Basically, you need to decide for yourself if you want to build a list and attract people's attention. I think it's a wonderful concept. We have had that in development in our own company, never managed to get it to market. Our developers and Gareth will remember this. It's a painful experience. They kept telling us, yeah, it's just around the corner. Yeah, it's just around the corner. Never managed to get it done. And partly the problem was we had it developed within WordPress, and it just never really worked. There were too many conflicts. What Sam and his crew have done is they've developed this as a standalone app, and therefore, all you need to do is take a piece of code and deploy it on your website, which I think is a better alternative anyway, because now you can use it on any site you like and not just WordPress. Anyway, the actual implementation has a couple of quirky, I wouldn't call it bugs, but it's little things, and I've brought most of them up with actually all of them with the developers, and they're looking into making it a little bit more user friendly. And I'll show you what they are. The first one we need to look at, and this is basically this will help you decide whether it's for you or not. Okay, when you go into Autoresponder setup, you will see right at this point it's for Aweber, it's for MailChimp and GetResponse. And my take is, if you have Aweber, MailChimp or GetResponse, awesome, go get it. If you don't have them, don't get it. Simply because you can use other ones, but you have to use the HTML code. But unlike other applications where they kind of use the HTML code and then pull out the form fields and use their own beautiful user interface, this one here actually displays the actual HTML code you give it, and that's not very pretty. It doesn't fit with the overall theme, with the feel, the look and feel of the whole thing. So I would say, screw that and forget it, unless you're very good with HTML, or you can, make it work. But at the end of the day, you're better off either waiting for an update if they add more autoresponders to it, or of course if you have Aweber, MailChimp or GetResponse. Now, first quirk. When you enter your API key down here, there's a link down below that says Authorize GetResponse app. And I did that, entered the key and clicked on that, and then got an error. The secret is you need to enter your API key, then click on Save, and then on Authorize. Okay, there you go. It's just a little thing. I brought it up with the developers. They're working on it, but for now, that's it. So let's now look at CTABar and creating a new CTABar. And let's, first we have to give it a name, whatever, testing 1, 2, 3. You can start from scratch or use one of the many templates. I'm just going to use this here. Now what you'll see is it's now basically put a bar at the top and a bar at the bottom. This one here is, free letter, newsletter, sign up form, and this is a message plus some social stuff and a logo up here. That's just one of the templates. I absolutely love that. That bit is so cool. It's basically WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. You fiddle with these things, and there you go. That was very, very hard to do in WordPress. Never managed to get it to work. Well, here it's possible. So okay, we've given it a name. We've selected a template, and we're going to settings. Now, here's the first thing. Where do you want this to show? Well, I want to show it on every page of this particular test site. Okay. Quirk number 2. When you put your URLs in here, whether it's every page or select pages here or you exclude pages, you must add the slash at the end. If you don't have the slash in there, it doesn't work. Okay, just a little thing to know. Brought it up with the developers, they'll look into it, but for the time being, that's what it is. Now, what I want to show is top and bottom bars. Now, what you'll see is here's the top bar, here's the bottom bar. Let's go back to settings to best illustrate this, okay? See this half button here? It's basically hidden behind this thing. It's another of those little quirks. All it is the next button, okay? It's one of those little quirky things where at the moment, it's if you show your template, and if you had a template that's like 100 bars high, it would cover quite a bit of the top and you wouldn't see everything. So either you know what it is, and once again, I brought it up with the developers, they're working on it. Now, either you know what that there's a next button down here, or all you do is you basically simply disable the top or bottom if there's something where you're not quite sure. So I'll give you an example. Okay, so okay, here's sign up for a free newsletter. I click in there, and now you can see. I'm not sure what it says at the top. Okay, now the first thing you'll notice actually there are two things. So first of all, what I could do now is actually let's do this. So now if I go and say bottom bar only, and click on here again. Actually, okay. I was going to demonstrate two things at once, and I've done two things at once, right? Basically, what you saw down here were two fields. Sign up for free newsletter, okay? When you click on that, there's no autoresponder connected yet. So what you need to do is you need to actually go and connect one. So you do that by clicking on forms. Now get response. And now is the field where you can select the web form campaign. So I just want to show you one more time. If I had my top bar activated there, sorry, no, both of course, and I were to go in here and say give me the form, get response, come on, click, there we go. Now half the thing is covered. Okay, that's the thing I wanted to demonstrate, that if you're not quite sure what this is, that's actually the list selector. Okay, so select that list, select my form for that thing. Quirk number 4, I think, is the fields are not, there are no default values here. So this is basically name and email. Okay, cool. So done. And now I've got name and email down there. And the last thing I want to add is a timer. So I add a timer to this, and now you can see once again something missing there. So actually done. Show me bottom bar only. Now add my timer. And now you can see the whole thing. Okay, so that's kind of the thing I wanted to demonstrate. At the moment, it's overlapping if you have a top or bottom bar that is too big. So expires on, there you go, we select the whatever 5th of March at, that's a perfect time for any link to expire. And we go to http google.com. That's basically once it's expired, the page redirects to somewhere else. Timer size, if you leave it too large, then it doesn't quite fit, as you can see. It overlaps it. So we'll leave this for the time being so I can demonstrate something else. And that is, okay, done. Now, it overlaps a little bit, meaning I have to go and change the height of this thing. And I do that by clicking on here and saying, well, 75 certainly looks a whole lot better. And there you go. It's the perfect fit. And now if I go now, okay, there's enough space, but on some pages you just don't see the next bar, okay? So there you go. That's how simple and easy it is. Although I spent most of the time highlighting quirks, it's actually not that bad in practice. You need to remember to click save before activating your link. You need to include the slash in your URLs you're using. You need to, if you're not quite sure what the next button is, or if you can't access all the fields up here, you simply disable the scroll bar, the bar at the top and bottom just for a brief moment so you can go and edit, and that's about it. Okay, and then we click next. This is basically what I think is one of the biggest features of this. It's by default you're designing two different forms, one for desktop, one for mobile. Okay, as much as I like the lazy approach of responsive, at the end of the day you have to take some responsibility and create the best user experience, and you do that by designing a custom form for mobile, because it's just not possible to know for a responsive theme to know what's the best form for a mobile thing. So you just do create your own thing here. There you go. Which brings us to the last quirk, and that is this one here. Yeah, I get to the last thing and it says only available in edit mode. What does it mean? Same old trick. Okay, click save, and then it basically shows up. There you go. Boing. Now there's a bit of script. Now I go to my site. Some sites or some themes, you can use this in HTML of course, but if you're lazy like me and use WordPress, some themes have a field where you can enter header or footer codes. Some don't, and if you don't have that, you just go to get yourself a plugin. This is a demo site of mine, and I got this plugin. It's a free plugin, Add Func Head and Footer Code. I got this for the only reason it had the best reviews, and it does site-wide and individual pages. Okay, that's the key thing. For our purpose, site-wide is enough because you can do all the customization in the settings. You can say where you want your thing to show up. So if you have something that does site-wide header or footer, it's absolutely fine. That's all you need. I got this Add Func because if I ever wanted to do something with individual pages, fine, that's cool. So I then go to my settings. Here we go. Header and footer code. Oops. Come here. And in the footer code, header code, I stick this in. So that's the code I just got from here, the embed code. Put it in there, and I save changes. And now, with a bit of luck, if I'm on this page here, socialengage.onlinerule.com, which you saw was... no, not that one. That one here. Okay. So now it should, if I do a refresh, I should have my top and bottom bars. Oh no, I switched it to blah 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 to bottom only. There we go. So desktop design, bottom bar only, both top and bottom bars. Next. Whatever. Save. And let's do a refresh. And there you go. Of course, I didn't put anything in there, so there's nothing to show. But you get the idea. Now's my countdown timer. You can only sign up for the next 1 day, and and then after that, no more signing up. I will not take your subscription any second later than that. All right. So that's basically it. So what I absolutely love about it is the fact that it's a centralized tool. So rather than have lots and lots of, I'm just removing the top thing again. Rather than have lots of different installs for different sites, etc., you just have one central site where, this basically the CTABar app, where you have all your bars and then you deploy them from there. I love the fact that you can, you're almost forced to create separate versions for mobile and desktop. And what I don't like is a couple of little quirks. You just need to find a way to work around them. I've shown you them. I've brought them up with the developers. They're working on it. And I think the biggest decision is really the one, are you using one of the supported autoresponders, namely Aweber, MailChimp, or GetResponse? If so, absolutely fine. If not, I would leave it, because, you can go in here and say, look, clearly this thing didn't have it doesn't support I can enter a custom HTML, but you basically have to create the same type of thing here. In some autoresponders you can create something that has a transparent background and then it'll fit, but it requires fiddling. So it's basically entirely up to you if you want to deal with the fiddly bit to make sure you've got a transparent form and it fits in there, etc. Alrighty, cheers. Hope that's useful. Speak to you soon. Bye.